I'm going to Love Out Loud FanFest, like in a few hours. You know, I've been a Thai drama fan for a while. And all these years, you know, I've seen the concert, I've seen the fan meets, and of course, I always wished that I could go. So to be honest, when like the Love Out Loud FanFest was announced, I had sort of forgotten about it. But I knew that I needed to go. Because finally, you know, years of watching from the sidelines, I could finally take part in something. And to be honest, I don't know how this video is gonna turn out, because sadly, apparently all videos and pictures from the event are like prohibited, which very much sucks. But I'm really excited, because for once I'm gonna be able to take part in it. And I'm directly supporting my faves of Gun and Tae. There's also gonna be their clothing brands at the entrance of the show, so I really want to take this as an occasion to buy something from Land of Something, but it seems like he's selling in bulk, which is super expensive, almost 100 euros for 3 t-shirts. So I really hope that I can buy only 1 t-shirt, because that shit is so expensive. So the concert is literally 3 hours long, so that is insane. All in all, we shall see if I can record anything. I don't want to get kicked out. And apparently, like, if they see you recording, they will kick you out, which is insane to me. So, you know, I'm not gonna be filming with my camera. I'm gonna film on my phone. I'm sorry, the quality won't be as good, but a girl gotta do what she gotta do, you know? Oh, and also Impact Arena is like super far, so it's gonna be a journey to get there. So the gates open at 2 p.m. and it's gonna take me about an hour and a half to get there. So I'm leaving at 11:30 in the hopes of arriving at 1, so I can look around the venue a bit. It's also the first time that I have a ticket that's in card form. Ta-da! So this is the final look. Of course, I'm wearing green. Wonder why. I love how the final look turned out. I even have the matching bag to go with it. Repping my Afghan. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take you with me. Let's go! So I had originally planned to take the BTS, basically the whole line, until the closest station to the Impact Arena and then take a taxi from there. But this would have taken a long while and also not costed much less than what I ended up paying. So I took a taxi for the whole way. Still took an hour and a half to get there though, especially with the traffic around the Impact Arena itself. Once I arrived, I was immediately overwhelmed by the crowd waiting outside the arena. I've been to quite a few concerts in my life, some in an arena even bigger than this one, yet I've never waited all together with the crowd in the same place, and it immediately felt more overwhelming. I found Land of Something off store, but sadly they did only sell in bulk, so I didn't buy anything. I did see quite a few people rocking previous collections though, and I was very jealous. I also got my pictures in front of Afghan standees and was very happy about that. I really wanted to go to the GMMTV store to buy Afghan's plush dolls, but the queue for that was absolutely insane and I thought I would miss the opening of the gates to the arena. Looking back, since the gates opened an hour late, I should have gone for it. As I was walking around the different actor stores, I saw Nathan Abun chilling and taking pictures with fans. I waited for my turn and took some with him, which makes him the first actor I've taken a picture with and hopefully not the last. He's been in many of my favorite shows, so to be honest, it felt very surreal and he was very handsome and nice. Here I took a video of who I'm pretty sure is booked as dead, but to be honest, he was surrounded by too many people for me to venture closer. Then, after redeeming my poster of the event that was offered with the tickets, I waited 45 minutes in the heat for the gates to open, and it was very stressful to get in 5 minutes after the show was supposed to start. And now here's me in the arena as Afghan's Not Meal song starts playing and everyone started screaming and singing along. This was truly a surreal moment for me, as you all know how much I adore both Not Me and Afghan. And to know that they are loved as much as I do by others is very touching to me. Now back to Video Axel for the full summary of the event. I'm back. It is now almost 10 p.m. I left my house at noon. This was definitely a whole day ordeal, and I haven't eaten in literally 11 hours. I hadn't peed in 11 hours. I haven't drank in 6 hours. So sorry, this is gonna turn into a mukbang situation, but we're gonna summarize the whole event. I was able to take pictures and videos, so let's go. Let me go get my meal though. Okay, so you've seen my voiceover, and so you know that I entered the arena late. We entered at 3:30 into the arena, which was half an hour after the show was supposed to begin. The first thing I was surprised to see when I arrived at my seat was this wrong color. That for me already made the ticket worth it, but then I saw a packet on the floor and it was this, and I was like, it's green. Oh, wonder which fandom is green. And I turned the fucking packet and it's like, shine the light for Afghan. I was like, are you kidding me? I am on Afghan's row. Like, I didn't choose this seat specifically because of it, but I ended up by, I don't know, a miracle in Afghan's row. So now I have this dandy mask that is covered in my foundation and lipstick that I wore for the concert, of course, wrapping my shape's colors. And then this scrunchie, which is not an ordinary scrunchie. Where's the fucking... This at like a party at the club in my hair like this. Just saying, let me... You see at the party, isn't it fucking perfect? I love it so much. And so already for me it was worth it. I was like, oh my god, free gifts. Plus, when you arrive you have to go collect a poster. That's kind of messed up because I didn't take a tote bag, so it's kind of messed up. It's gonna spend a few days under my computer at night to get flattened. So already I had 4 gifts, plus the ticket in itself, which is plastic, so you can keep it as like memory. So the concert took a bit of time to start, but it started pretty early once we were in the arena. Whereas I've been to a lot of concerts, big concerts like Macklemore, Sam Smith. I've been to Troye Sivan's like first show in Paris, and usually you wait like in the venue for a long time. Here it was the opposite. You wait outside, and then in the venue we waited like not even half an hour. And so the concert starts, and they sang a song that wasn't Law of Attraction, their song specially made for this concert. It was another song. I don't know if it's an original song, probably. I don't know if it's gonna come out soon. I hope it does, because that song slapped. And I didn't record it because sadly I still thought at that time that I couldn't record the show. Thankfully I was able to later. And so literally right after, it was Taenyu's turn. So they started. I was pretty happy about that. You all know I'm a huge Taetawan stan. Like, I fucking adore him. He's my 3rd favorite person on earth. I'm starting to like New more back because he was my first Thai crush, and I think their performances were fun, but already you could see a sort of irregularity in the performances that will increase with time. And so they performed the first song where they were in the air, like slay the house down, babes. Then there was like on another song there were dancers, like 2 male dancers, like swinging in the air against Slay. And they also had Taenyu. Like, I'm not a Taenyu fan. I used to be quite a big Pityao stan. But at the end of one of the performances, they did like the Spider-Man kiss, except they didn't kiss. They like leaned their foreheads against each other. I was like... So New sang 1 song and Tae sang 2 songs that were very similar. They were kind of these Thai ballads, very slow and great for Tae's voice, but I feel like he should have chosen a different second song because both songs like sounded very much alike. Oh, they also sang an English song, which is apparently the polka song, so their fandom song, which I really liked. And overall, the Taenyu's performance, like, I was having fun, I was happy, and I was actually surprised by New's voice because I always thought from the 8 people on the concert, he had the weakest voice because I've heard him sing before and he wasn't that great, sorry. I mean, he wasn't bad, but like, he has quite a low voice, so I think it's kind of hard for him to sing. But here he actually impressed me. I don't know the amount of lip sync in this concert. There were moments where it was clearly lip synced, like I saw both Tae and Yu fail to lip sync correctly, but also I could hear them breathe, I could hear their voices, so I don't really know what was lip synced and what was not. But Yu did actually pretty well. Tae's voice, I love Tae's voice. Then they announced Afghan kind of in advance. I was like, okay. And so then Yu was ending basically their performance, and Tae, while Yu was preparing his performance and changing and all that, he got to talk quite a bit, and it was so cute. And so basically, towards the end, I love that. My favorite performance of the night, to be honest. You have Tae like cough, and Yu he's like, oh my god, is it COVID? And then commences the beginning of their performance with Afghan, where they all play drunk guys. It's giving musical theater in the best fucking way. It was fucking so funny, and I got 2 moments from my 2 ships, you know, Afghan and Tae are my 2 ships. Love that performance, so fun. And then it was Afghan's turn. They had a cute duo song for the intro, and they didn't talk much. I think, like, to be honest, I love that event. But to be honest, the Afghan performance was definitely the weakest, not because of Afghan themselves, they did great, but because there was no unity between the performances. You're gonna see later that KristSingto's performance lasted like an hour and a half. They sung and sang and never stopped. BrightWin's performance, they sung multiple solo songs. Tae's performance, already unequal because New sang only 1 song and Tae sang 2. And then Afghan is the most unequal because they both only sang 1 song and they barely had even duo songs. Every other ship sang one of their original songs. Tae sang Invisible Tears, Bright sang Lost and Found, and KristSingto sang the So To Stand track. So I really wish that Afghan would have sang Too Cute to Handle, because it's actually it's a popular song, everyone loves it. I would have also liked My Side, Did Not Me on soundtrack, like that song is so good as well. But we got none of that. And so directly after that first performance, while Gun was preparing, no, they talked a little bit, but really just like, oh, we're happy to be here. That was it. I was like, you really gonna tell me you're gonna put Off Jungpon on stage and not have him talk? Like, this man is a comedian. Like, this man is on another level of like public speaking. So I was like kind of annoyed at that, because they definitely talked the least, and the performance all in all was definitely the shortest. And it was very noticeable because right after was KristSingto that lasted forever. And so then Gun sang his song that was very sweet. He got to dance a bit, which is more of his strength than singing, and he was very cute. It was like an easy song to sing, and so it fit his voice very well. And then the other highlight of the night, we had Off sung one of my literal favorite Thai songs of all time, Lavender by Patrick Ananda. That song is fucking amazing, and Off slayed the house down. And then they sung like that. I think that's the thing, that's a good thing and bad thing with these concerts. And I think like when they mix like multiple ships, multiple people, they always let them choose the songs, which is great because you could really see each ship and their personality. So Afghan had a very fun set towards the end. We're gonna get to that. Tenyu also had a like fun set, but maybe less fun. I would say more like artistic, I would say. KristSingto had definitely a more rock set, and that's why like most of their songs I didn't know them, I didn't necessarily love them. And then you have BrightWin, who got so many English songs and like mainstream huge English songs. Like the fucking money that JMTV must have put to get the rights to those songs, like they really love BrightWin. So you could see that like each ship kind of had their own vibe, and Afghan's vibe was definitely like more fun, and they didn't even try to have like fan service or anything. Like for me, that's what I love about them. They don't even need fan service. Like I feel like they're beyond fan service nowadays. So they sang that song, which was kind of sad and like more Thai ballad as well. And then we had Off playing the piano. I don't know if he really played it or if it was I do not care. He was sat in front of that fucking piano. Yes, that's all I got. So yeah, they had a more like fun song with the piano and all of that. This was also giving very much musical theater, which I didn't know Afghan were into. And then that's when their performances went more into fun. So they took like scooters and like ran around the audience. So this was more dancing and they were like singing, but you could also hear the original singer. They sung to Millie, which is like, I fucking adore this woman. Yet the problem was that they chose like my least favorite song of hers. So overall, like it was just such a fun set. I think it reflected Afghan's personalities very well. And it's not the first time that they've done this kind of like super high intensity songs where they're just dancing and singing as well. So overall, I was screaming for my life. It was great. It was not too fan servicey. And by the way, if you're I know I'm gonna forget it later, so I better answer that now. If you're an international fan, I would still recommend going to these events. But that being said, you have two things to keep in mind. Firstly, if you don't speak Thai, you're not gonna understand shit. Like I was right next to also a foreigner and she didn't understand Thai, and so every time like people were laughing, I was laughing. She was just like sat there frustrated, and I can imagine it can be pretty frustrating. That being said, kudos to GMM for providing subtitles for a lot of the concert. So every song had subtitles, and even some of the speech that were like already rehearsed had subtitles. So I thought this was really good. The second thing is the songs. Obviously, I'm a huge Thai music fan, but most foreigners don't listen to Thai music. Most Thai people don't listen to Thai music. And Thai person, I mean, tells me I listen to more Thai music than them. So I know a lot of Thai songs, so I knew probably half, if not more, of the songs sung, because there are some English songs. So just keep that in mind, that like you need to be dedicated to be an international fan to come here, because the tickets are expensive, worth it in my opinion. But if you're an international fan and you're not gonna understand what they're saying and you're not gonna like or understand the songs, you need to consider that. And next work was KristSingto. So I'm not gonna do a detailed performance by performance because there were just so many. So KristSingto went more for a rock vibe, and it's only like I don't like KristSingto, and then Krist, you know that meme. And so obviously KristSingto are in a particular situation because Singto left GMM this year. When they signed, Love Out Loud FanFest was supposed to be in 2021. So technically this was Singto's last project with GMM, which makes it a bit special, and everyone is aware of that. So this performance by KristSingto, which lasted on and on, I get that they were saying goodbye to their fans. And Krist, whom I again don't really like, I gotta say is the one who by far impressed me the most today, in the sense that not only I knew he was a great singer, I knew he was a good rapper, and I knew he was a very charismatic person who tends to put himself at the forefront of things. For example, he was the one to speak for the others when the group was together on stage. In fact, I see a lot of theatrical qualities to him, in the sense that he is a really great public speaker. I, again, not a KristSingto fan at all. He made me cry because he was talking about the fact that this might be KristSingto's last event. I could not care less that it was KristSingto's last event, but he has a way with words, and he cried, and I was crying like a little bitch. So the KristSingto's performance, I get that this was an official goodbye to Singto and to KristSingto as a ship, because obviously now with Singto gone, he's not gonna act in GMM TV shows with Krist, and Krist is also has a ship with Mike this year. When they sung the Sotus soundtrack though, I got a bit emotional, to be honest, because again, Sotus is my first Thai BL. It's in fact the very reason that I am here today, living in Thailand, going to this concert. And so, you know, I experienced a sort of full circle moment. You know, I've already experienced it when I saw Off in real life for the first time, because Off he is a huge influence on my life, like on every level. And then Krist did his first, like before one of his solo songs, he said like, we chose every song in this like routine to have like a meaning, and this is my meaning for Singto, because this might be the last concert we have together, the last event we have together. And then he like a few times passed and he did the second speech, and this was like at the end. I thought this was the end, to be honest. And he just does this whole speech, and again, that man has a way with words. He feels like he's acting all the time, because the way he speaks sounds super rehearsed. He doesn't have any hesitation. He knows exactly what to say to get us crying, to get us feeling for him, but also he sounded very fake in my opinion. The second time, like the whole speech, it was the end, like it felt like it was the end, and so like they leave, and no, another fucking song. And then they had a performance with BrightWin, like the way that Afghan had a performance with Tanya. And then it was finally over. But I swear this was like an hour and a half. Afghan barely got half an hour. And then we had BrightWin, who started with a lot of English songs, which was cool because it felt very different. I was surprised by Win's voice actually, because the few times I've heard him sing, he sang much lower. The song that I like by Win that I wish he would have sung today was Closer. Come a little bit closer. But he didn't sadly sing it, but he had a very high voice, which is good, but it did sometimes sound a bit nasally, in my opinion. Bright was amazing. Bright, you know, I'm really, again, not a BrightWin stan at all, but gotta recognize talent when I say it. Bright, I feel like he's just needs to go into music. I'm being honest, his acting is okay. I think his musical talent is better. But song, and then Win sung this old, like, kind of old song, like from probably 2016 or something. English song. I'll be there for you, but you gotta be there for me too. Who sung it? I fucking love that song. This was the song of the summer reach. So I was really happy to hear him sing. Then they put him on a DJ like table, but he's not a DJ. There was nothing to DJ, and they just put like DJ sound like. It was very awkward. We just looked at Win like on this DJ table that served absolutely no purpose. I was like, sir, please stop. That was the only time of the whole concert I cringed. I'm sorry. I needed to say that. So basically they sung. Really nothing bad to say about BrightWin. I think their performances were all good. And then after like so long, like 3 hours and a half had gone by. And then the actors come back, like the full cast. And they sang 3 or 4 songs. And they sang, of course, Law of Attraction. And then there was like confetti going like from the sky. And it was really great. And I was like, yes. To be honest, I was glad it was over. I really needed to pee, and then I waited an hour and a half more to pee. I literally took a van home. So that was a lot. This concert was very, very long. I gotta say though that I fucking loved it. Even if I'm a bit disappointed with like Afghan's performances, and I think what I really wanted to get to is that I understood why the tickets were between 1,500 baht, the lowest one. Mine was 1,900 baht. Plus shipping for the ticket, it was 2,000 baht. And the highest ticket was 6,500 baht, which is over 200 euros. So I was like, this shit is insane. And it is, to be fair, it is. But when I saw the size of the fucking arena, this was huge. And the fact that they filled it with BL actors was a bit unbelievable. I mean, not really, but for me, who started BL when it wasn't nearly as popular as it is now, I was like, wow. All of these people seeing my Afghante, my babies, and knowing who they are and like wanting to see them. So firstly, to put the air conditioning for this thing, that must cost bank. Then they give you the light sticks and the scratches. Sure, it's nothing, like they bought it in bulk, it's not that, oh, I get that. Like it's maybe 10 euros out of my like 60 euro ticket. But also, I was really, really impressed with the performance aspect of this concert. This is by far the best performance I've seen. And so the graphic, like every performance had like graphic design, like you had like an illustrator that went and made the fucking design behind each performance. The dancers, the like aerial dancer that danced in the fucking air, everything. This must have cost a fucking lot. And in fact, Krist said himself, I don't know if he was joking or not, that this concert cost 100 million baht. This is like 2 million euros. I thought this was a really well made, apart from the fact that the show started late and we waited in the heat for like an hour to get inside. I thought this was a really well done and thought of show. Like genuinely, the only thing is that it felt unequal between the ships, but apart from that, that was a really, really good experience. Genuinely, this is the kind of stuff I've dreamed of for 5 years that I've been a BL fan. For the value, they also sang a whole lot. Like they didn't speak too much, like they sang most of the time. So for me, the value of this like concert is really, really good in my opinion. And it was really memorable and really great experience. Of course, it was not perfect, nothing ever is. In my opinion, it's 100% worth it. Like I feel like all of it. Sotus being my first BL show, and now like KristSingto singing the Sotus soundtrack right in front of me today. And like Afghan and like everyone feel like it has all culminated in who I am today, and I love that shit. So anyways, this was it for today's video. I'm very tired. Honestly, I'm shocked that my makeup held up as much as it did. Like, I was sweating my ass off. But yeah, I'm gonna go literally just sleep. I'm fucking exhausted. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time and have a good day.